Welcome into the world of great sporting action on the Smooth Breakfast. On a hump of the week, Wednesday morning, you're listening to Smooth 98.1, your love music, love life, love sports station as well. It's 17 minutes past 8 a.m. and it's a great time to talk about sports. Yes, indeed. Yours truly is Ayokunmi, and it's going to be a great morning. You know how we always do. It's going to be basketballs left, right, and center. Whatever you want, we have it. Football, basketball, tennis, upsets. The full ground today, and we're going to dive into everything. Joining me to give us the lowdown, the breakdown of what's been going on, the one and only Tega Supreme on a Wednesday. Tega, good morning to you.
Good morning, everybody. Hoo-hoo. Ayo, today is hashtag Woto Woto. That's the hashtag. All the way
How do
from
you spell that?
it's Woto Woto. You can spell it how you how you hear it. All the way from the UK to America.
Mm,
Everybody was handed a beating, a stunning beating at that. All right. We are going to cover the beatings in Wimbledon. We are also going to cover the beatings in the FIFA Club World Cup. We'll get to all that analysis. We'll also look at, on Friday when I was talking, was it Friday? Monday, sorry. When I was talking about Arsenal, people said, I like to abuse Arsenal. I like to abuse Arsenal. We will touch on my truth because I don't tell lies. You may not like the way I tell the truth, but I don't tell lies. So we'll touch on the truth I was telling you on Monday. All right, we'll touch on all of that. Then we'll also talk about WAFCON because the Super Falcons of Nigeria will be playing their first match at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations taking place in Morocco on Sunday. So
right,
we are
right.
going to start. We're going to start building up to that tournament. In fact, we should have an exclusive, and we are. Let me just put it out there now. We are looking for sponsors for that exclusive um, coverage of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. So you know what to do. Send us your DMs so that we can cover that. So we'll touch on the Women's Africa Cup of Nations taking place in Morocco. All of that and more coming inside the locker room. But before we do any assessment, any conversation, Ayokunmi, could you tell them how they could be a part of the locker room? Because I want to hear their own assessment of the matters arising.
Oh, I definitely want to hear the assessments of the matters that will arise on the show this morning. You can join us on YouTube. You can join us on WhatsApp. It's two ways. Now, on YouTube, you can find us at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Carry that chair, plant it in the front row, sit down, be comfortable. Fireworks all the way. On WhatsApp, the number is 0809 444 0981. 0809 444 0981. That is the WhatsApp number to keep it locked in the locker room this Wednesday morning. All right, let's start on this note. Talking about the Super Falcons, yes, Tega alluded to them. And some football enthusiasts in Aba have expressed confidence in the Super Falcons to win their 10th, yes, 10th title at the upcoming 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. And they say that the Falcons have all it takes to rule Africa for the 10th time. Tega, do you agree?
Well, we have all it takes to rule Africa for the 10th time. I think we're calling it Mission X. That's what
Mm,
I like the hashtag Mission X. So if you haven't gotten on the train, just remember Mission X is whatever you're talking about with the Super Falcons of Nigeria. It is Mission X.
right.
We have all it takes. The thing is, countries like Morocco also have all it takes and their
Mm,
hosts. I remember the last time we met in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, how that turned out. Yes, but that's what it is right now. The most important thing for the Super Falcons, though, is getting out of the group. Now, overall, South Africa is also struggling. Remember, they had a lock in. Did I tell you? At their camp, they had a lock in that they had not been paid bonuses. I was like, let fire enter the enemy's camp. Let there be fire in the enemy's camp. So, first of all, they had a lock in. They're not going to come out and train because they've been owed bonuses, which is shocking because they have sponsors and their team is a little more structured. So I don't understand
right.
what that quarrel is about. That's number one. Number two, they are going into this tournament without Thembi Katlana. their biggest star. So imagine if Nigeria said we are going without Asisa Toshuala. There'd be an uproar, even if you know that there are players that can replace her. There'd first be
True.
an uproar. What's really happening? So they're going without Tembi Atlanta. So yes, they have a league that produces stars that can run around, and they're having a mini transition in their team. So there's some stars that are missing, and there's some new uprising stars coming in. So the question is, how well can they communicate on the pitch? So of course, they are we are watching out on South Africa with one eye. That's it. But Morocco doesn't seem to have any problem because everything seems to be going smoothly. Infrastructure, structure, financially, even on the continent now, they decided to dominate. So the question is, can
Right.
Nigeria beat Morocco in Morocco?
Hmm.
but
That's
but
that's a
before we
tough one.
but exactly, but before we get to the Morocco and the South Africans, we have to address the group stage. We have Tunisia on Sunday, we have Algeria, and then we have Botswana. The North Africans can be a little tricky because you know what happens once your neighbor starts doing well, it tends to trickle around. So I think the Super Falcons, if we are looking at their reputation, if we are looking at the quality of players that was selected for this tournament, we should be able to breeze through the group. But I do
Yeah.
not want us to take anybody for granted. Don't just breeze through. Don't just come out of the groups. Make a statement. And I think that's where it's important. How they start on Sunday is what's going to be important for how they lay down the marker for what they'll do the rest of the tournament.
Exactly. I mean, don't just win. Win convincingly. Let everybody know that you're not here to play. Instill that fear that got you 9 titles before. That's what it should be. And we'll see how it all plays out for the Super Falcons in Morocco. All right, Tega, let's leave football for now and let's talk about the Woto Woto. Yes, we're getting into that. Heading into the world of tennis to start with. We're talking Wimbledon here, where an emotional Coco Gauff said she'll need to make changes to be successful at Wimbledon after she was knocked out in the first round on a day of shocks at the All England club. Tega, I saw your tweets and I could not believe what I was seeing. Coco out. How?
It was not. It's not that she was out. She was beaten in straight set, and she was beaten senselessly. It wasn't. There was a fight. She lost in the third set. No, the second set was 6-1, and that
Hmm.
was not an error. Every time she served, Jan Striker was just like, "Oh, is that yourself?" and returned it with thunder. You know how those NSPPD people pray in the morning with thunder. That's how. I don't know what Coco did to the girl. The girl just took her out. I would say this. Coco, remember in the 500 tournament in the build up to Wimbledon, she played
Right.
her first match. She lost in 3 sets, but there were a lot of errors in that. It was strewn with errors here and then a brilliant play by Wang. But she came into Wimbledon a little more high with more high hopes. Think about it. Even if she was not confident on grass, it's not the first round. You just
Hmm.
entered the
Hmm.
door, they just pushed you out and shut it. That's what she did. Roland Garros champion, number 2 in the world. Let me tell you how shocking it was. She had just seen Jessica Pegula get knocked out. Yes, Jessica Pegula, who beat Iga Swiatek just last week to
Hmm.
win the ATP 500. She was knocked out too, first round.
By
It's a wild west out there.
by world number 116.
By world number 160. Do you know how bad that is? The woman is not even ranked in the top 100. She knocked out Jessica Pegula, and everybody was thought, look, everybody knows that it's a tough Wimbledon, and the grass season is so short, so it doesn't even give you time to build up momentum on grass. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, Tega.
Yeah.
Go on.
So it doesn't even give you time to build up momentum on grass. So it's a lot to take in. But to be knocked out by a player ranked outside the top 100, and they had seen it all across, even on the men's side, which we'll get to eventually. But they've been knocking out seeds. So if you are a seed, you better be careful because you are living dangerously. Ostapeko too, knocked out first round. I'm telling you, it's like these girls, they can't believe what's happening at Wimbledon. It's like this year's Wimbledon is anyhow you see it, take it like that. with an accent. So. They're using pidgin proverbs with a British accent. But it was shocking. Nothing worked for Kogo. She served her first serves, and Yamstrenka will respond immediately. She had a second serve, which is something that she knows how to battle. Yamstrenka will respond immediately. Even in the rallies where you know that Kokogov has great court coverage, she was always a step behind, a rhythm off, a dollar late. It was bad. It was bad yesterday. And it wasn't that she played poorly only. It's that Yamstrenka made her play poorly. Do you understand how it
Right,
is? Yeah,
right,
it's the way
right,
the
right.
person approached the game that made you play poorly. So yes, beating in straight set, 6-1 in the second. She got into that dressing room and she started to cry all of a sudden because it was so bad that you forget that you just won a Grand Slam a few weeks ago. Because now she's talking about I have to make some changes. No, honey, you just had a bad day.
Hmm.
That's how badly they beat her. To the fact that she started questioning her talent, questioning her tactics. That's sometimes. I'm telling you. When she was saying it, I was like, no, honey, no. You don't have to make any drastic changes. You've had a good year so far. Just wipe your tears, pick up the racket, and go at it again. It's that simple. But sometimes when you lose, that's the first thing on your mind. So bad day for her, and really wild day at the Wimbledon for a lot of top states. A lot of big names have already started dropping, and so the tournament is now opening up for a new winner. But let's see how it goes. Well, for Iga Swiatek, for Sabalenka, it was same old. Routine continues.
Routine continues for them. Okay, so what happened on the men's side of things? Were there as many
Oh,
shocks on that side?
oh yes. So world number 2, Sasha Zverev is out.
Ah, are we
That one.
surprised?
No, sorry, he's world number 3 because Carlos Alcaraz is now world number
No,
2.
number
World
two.
number 3 is out. Such as I was talking about Carlos Alcaraz. Fonini made Carlos Alcaraz play 5 sets in the first round. Have you seen it before? They went 5 sets, 4 hours and 20 minutes. First round.
Oh, wow.
If you start the tournament like that, how do you want to finish the tournament? So it's already a tough one. Daniel Medvedev, who is in top 10, is out. Hoguruna, who is also in top 10, is out. Mosetti, who is in top 10, is out. So I think we have about 4 top 10 players already knocked out of Wimbledon.
What is going
Sissipas
on?
Sissipas was struggling with an injury though, but he's been knocked out. He was already 2 sets down before he retired from his match. Um, Berrettini is out. Bublik, who just defeated Yannick Sinner to win a title, is out. It's like,
I don't even know what to
and
say
yet,
right now.
look, the number of seeds that are falling in Wimbledon is as if Wimbledon came out and said, we are going to make it as chaotic as possible. So a lot of big seeds were in danger. Taylor Fritz was in danger. His match was now postponed to the next day, and he was able to win that. Otherwise, he would have been out. It was a tough one. Novak Djokovic also had some struggles yesterday, and he won the first set if convincingly. The second set, he lost the second set. They came out for the third set. Then he now said he had a stomach bug, but he was having the towel for the heater. Because they say it's a little hot over there, so he was
Right.
having the towel for the heater. He looked flushed and all, but I just thought that his medical break was conveniently, you know, a game after he was struggling. Because after he came out from that medical break, he went on to beat the boy senselessly. So I'm not saying 2 plus 2 is equals to any number. I'm just saying that he may have really been ill because he did look flushed. However, the timing of the medical break and when he came out of the medical break seemed to work in favor for him. That's all I'm saying. So he
That's all.
survived yesterday in 4 sets. But let's see, today is going to be another bloody day. Carlos Alcaraz is on today, and since he struggled in his first match, I want to see if he makes his second match easier.
Hmm. We shall see how it all pans out. I mean, I knew that there would be fireworks at Wimbledon. I didn't think the fireworks would just start popping off in the
And
first
taking
round like
people out
this.
like this, Abby.
I'm telling you, did not see that one coming. Anyways, let's take our first break of the morning. When we come back in, we'll switch gears to the Club World Cup. Interesting times ahead. Real Madrid, Manchester City. Things have been going on. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more on the other side. Keep it tuned to the Locker Room Smooth 98.1.
Wimbledon blood you.
I don't, didn't plan on me or what?
I don't understand. When, as she came out, they beat her and sent her back home. It was that. I mean, think about it, the number of top 10 players that are falling. If you're a top 10 player, better be praying not to. It's tough out there. It's very tough out there.
Hey,
The
Chineke,
person
man.
with the tough draw, I expected to. So I see. Should be told, Coco Golf shouldn't be getting a player like Jan Strenka in the first round. But that's how wild the WTA is. That you can have a good person in form in the first round. So Coco Golf's draw and Iga Swiatek's draw were tough. Iga Swiatek's draw is always tough, but Coco Golf's draw was too tough this year, and she fell at the first hurdle. How do you get Jan Strenka in the first set, in the first round? That's a lot. That's a lot. But the girl beat her, Woto.
She collects
everything. She collects. She was dazed. It's not she was dazed. They beat her well. She was soundly beaten.
This one leaves the door open. But hey, who is to say that those who are left, the strong contenders who are left, will not collect before the final? Who is to say?
I don't know, but you see, with the likes of you still see Mira and Andreeva there. You understand? You still see Keys there. You still see Sabalenka there. Means like Sabalenka, her draw is convenient. I think she can go all the way to the final. The question is, if she reach final, will they beat her again? Because it's like this year,
That's
her job is to get to Grand Slam finals, only to lose.
I mean, 2 finals this year you've lost. What are you doing with your
Yeah,
life?
getting to the finals.
You're not getting to final. You're not gonna be doing a guard of honor at the end of the day. Ah,
Child, painful.
let's be calming down. No? Okay, we're almost back in. Okay. Hey, welcome back into the locker room. It is Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life on a hump of the week, Wednesday morning, 35 minutes past 8 a.m. And what better time to talk about sports than right now? My name is Ayokunmi. Of course, Tega Supreme is in, supremely doing justice to all the sporting news that we have on the table. You also get to share the spotlight with us. Please send those messages in. Join us on the conversation and let us know where you stand or sit or are lying down, any one of the ones that apply to you. The WhatsApp number is 0809 444 0981. 0809 444 0981. That is the WhatsApp number. Also join us on YouTube. Front row seat is what you need and where you need to be, because a lot of things go on behind the scenes. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. All right, Tega, let's jump back into the nitty-gritty of the conversation. We're heading into the Club World Cup, and let's talk about Real Madrid, who took on Juventus last night, Nigerian time. Trent Alexander-Arnold registered his first assist as a Real Madrid player as Xabi Alonso's side beats Juventus to reach the quarterfinals of the Club World Cup.
Yes, that was an interesting one. So once you saw the matchup, the question again was, how will this Alonso team prepare? Now, unlike most people, I'm just looking for how they play, not necessarily what they play. Because as much as this is a FIFA competition, as far as I'm concerned, this is preseason. Nothing you can tell me. You can't convince me. This tournament, this FIFA Club World Cup, and the UEFA Nations League, it is friendly. because that's what people. Yeah, no, nothing you can tell me. You can't make it a serious tournament because you want to start making serious money. FIFA and UEFA can't sell me dreams. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's only red earth. So they need to calm down. But this is a good preseason in the sense that the quality of competition you get can prepare your team. And so for me, more importantly for Alonso and Real Madrid, is to see how they play. And I have come to the conclusion that the Fantastic Four cannot work in Real Madrid. Somebody somebody will sit on the bench. Mbappe, Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, and Vinicius Junior cannot play together at the same time. That is the truth of the matter. And when all is said and done, that is the conclusion of the experiment. They cannot play together. Somebody will have to spend minutes on the bench, or they'll have to, and because they cannot interchangeably spend minutes on the bench, because that way you will not get rhythm. So somebody will have to sit on the bench consistently, which means Rodrigo, from what we are seeing, is the guy that will be sitting on the bench. He should look for a new club. Having said that, I like the way this team is expressive, expansive. I like Adagula in his position. So it's not that we will not miss Luka Modric. Is that we may miss his experience, but I like the youthful exuberance that's come on the team. His brilliant movement. He's not getting as many goals as he should get yet. Yesterday, they won the match by 1-0, and there were opportunities where they could have scored more. The Juventus goalkeeper is the real Superman.
He was on the ball big time.
Look, he saved everything. He saved lives. He saved the economy. He saved taxes. He saved traffic. He saved everything. He saved with every single part of his body, legal and illegal. It was such a brilliant display. I think ultimately he kept them in the match. Now, Real Madrid is still also vulnerable defensively, because Juventus did get looks into their own 18-yard box, but it's not anything out of place. So I think that yes, Real Madrid look like a team in transition, but they have transitioned very well. And if they keep up like this, it'll be impressive. I like how they approach matches, and that's I think for me that's what is an indication of growth. If they approach matches brilliantly, where they are creating chances, they're scoring goals, then that's a good transition. But what it absolutely shows us is that the Fantastic Four cannot work, and Rodrigo has to look for somewhere else to play. It's that simple. Except he wants to sit on the bench, then that's fine.
Well, I mean, he probably wouldn't mind sitting on the bench. I mean, he is at Real Madrid at the end of the day.
No, when you've tasted better, you can't go worse. Like the Garcia that scored the goal yesterday, he can afford to sit on the bench. In his mind, he'll be like, Mbappe was here before me. Do you understand? He knows that he cannot bench either one of Mbappe or Vinicius. So he's prepared to sit on the bench. But for a player like Rodrigo, who has seen first team play, you now want him to go and do bench role, and he's young. It's not like he's getting older.
True.
It's a tough pill to swallow.
Indeed, it is a tough pill to swallow. Well, let's see how Real Madrid are going to kick on into the next round of the club World Cup, quarterfinals of the Club World Cup. I think they're playing. Is it Dortmund? They're playing no PSG or who's PSG playing again? It escapes my mind, and I saw it recently. But hey, they're in quarterfinals right now. Bayern Munich. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bayern Munich. Interesting side of the draw there. Let us talk about Man City now. The defending champions. They were knocked out of the Club World Cup at the last 16 stage after being stunned in extra time by Saudi side Al Hilal in an incredible 7-goal thriller. Crazy match.
When Jesus says yes, nobody can say no.
Why?
All I can say is Cancelo must have been happy with the revenge. But yeah, it was a brilliant football match. I think is I've been seeing some matches. I would say that's the best football match I've seen. But now, Man City Al Hilal was the best football match I've seen for now. For now, because of the way both teams came at it, it's not a good display of defenses, but it's a fantastic game of football. When you look at both teams, how they approach the match, all right, creating chances, creating opportunities, not every single one taken, but for Al Hilal to do what they did against Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, especially the new look Manchester City. Pep Guardiola spent money after the horrible season he had last time out. He went to the transfer market, spent good money, and I must say he got good pieces. But at the end of the day, the question he should now start asking himself that maybe it's not the personalities, maybe it's my style of having to try to pass the ball 100 times before we put it in the back of the net. Maybe we should have full options. Sometimes we go directly, and sometimes we walk the ball into the back of the net. But he was soundly beaten, and it was the way they considered goals. A lot of people will say, "Oh, Ederson was poor on the night," but Ederson was also exposed. So
Right, right.
defensively, Manchester City is still not as solid as they should be, and I don't think it is just down to personnel. Because some people say, "Oh, but Rodri played." Came in and then was substituted. He came in at the 50 something minute. Then he was substituted at the start of extra time. And Pep Guardiola is telling us that he has picked up an injury. But that's what to expect when somebody has gone out on a long-term injury. There will also be niggling injuries. So it's a lot for Pep Guardiola to take in. I want to beg him not to go into the market again because other people are still trying to buy. They shouldn't go and buy
Abi,
all the players.
leave leave something for us and for other
Leave
people.
something. You understand? Leave something for some people. But what they need to do is, especially their positioning when it comes to defense. I like the fact that he says move the structure up, but sometimes when they move the structure up, they cut on the counter. So defensively, they need to change shape. I don't
Mm,
think it's personnel. I think it's shape. But yes, it was a brilliant display by Al Hilal. I don't think that makes the Saudi League top five league. No, because this is football and usually anything can happen. That's why it's football. Football is made
yeah,
for upsets.
yes, indeed.
But what it is that Manchester City and especially Pep Guardiola is going to have to rethink how the team sets up defensively, especially.
Agreed, agreed. All right, Tega, let us talk very quickly about Arsenal. They've bolstered their goalkeeping options with the signing of Kepa Arrizabalaga from Chelsea for a reported £5 million fee. All right, Tega, preach,
Can,
preach.
can you call it bolstering, seeing that Chelsea were looking for a way to offload him? Can you call it bolstering? It's what I was saying. I said it on Monday.
One
I
man's
said,
poison now. One man's poison.
yes, but there are so many poisons that Arsenal have gotten from Chelsea, and it hasn't worked out well for them. But yet they still keep going there. I was saying it yesterday that Arsenal were waiting for Chelsea to take out trash before they buy. Now I also hear that they're looking at Noni Madueke. You see what I was saying? But Ibrahim came at me on Monday and said I shouldn't say bad things about Arsenal. Is it not true? When Arsenal to go into the market and buy great pieces for their team, they'll wait for Chelsea to reject somebody, then they will collect. It's all I can say. They cannot toast babe themselves. They are taking their friends, they're taking their neighbors' leftover. This is not a serious team. This kind of team cannot contend for titles. You
My
let go.
goodness.
You let go of a World Cup winner to carry Arita Balaga. I don't understand how this works.
Mm,
Anyways,
well,
they've done the deal, and I can't talk to Mikel Arteta. So, congratulations to all Arsenal fans and everybody involved.
on that note, let me take messages because, man, time. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Stan says, Inter should scrap the whole 11 players plus coach and even the owners. They play like clowns. Ronaldo's words have been proven that Saudi League is not a retirement destination for old players, but competitive just because of Al Hilal. They weren't the only Saudi team who were in the competition, if I'm correct. Were they? Are they? Anyways, that aside, Al Hilal deserve to win against Man City, and congratulations to them. But now where their road end. I'm glad you added that caveat. Eventually, Stan. AY Nuniru says, Man City, we have oil money. Al Hilal laughs. You only just recently acquired oil money. We on the other hand, were born into oil money. It's our heritage. um, this is from Fred Adoki says, my old lady gave her all, but she's just too old. Kolomani and Vlahovic can pack their loads and leave because Jonathan David is here. We go according to Fabrizio. Is he any different from Kolomani and Vlahovic at the end of the day? Fred? We shall see how that works. Emeka says, under Mikel Arteta alone, Arsenal has signed only 6 players from Chelsea. One more wouldn't hurt Seth. Even Nico Jackson is on their radar. Bring him in. We are
I'm
gradually
telling
returning
you,
to the Arsenal
they
banter
just
era.
keep going to collect. Why can't his scouts walk? They're just standing outside Chelsea gate, waiting for whoever comes in. If the cook even walks out now, they may recruit him.
Mohammed says, we're tired of these backhand tactics by Djokovic. I wonder why his opponents haven't caught on to his backhand tactics. It'll only get worse as he gets older. He should just retire. Anyway, this one that Inter Milan and Man City are out of the Club World Cup, we might get an unexpected champion. Okay.
True, true.
Mike says, Arsenal is a retirement home for Chelsea players. I don't know their mission in the Premier League. Well, they're there to finish second
Yeah.
now.
Their mission is to finish second.
Yes, now.
And
Um,
that's it.
Uchenna
Mission
Okoye,
second.
Uchenna Okoye on YouTube says, the Club World Cup, it's Al Hilal, not Al Ahly. They didn't pass the first round. Al Hilal, what a performance. They have given us back-to-back angelic memories against Europe's elite clubs. Quarterfinals will be bliss. The Brazilian clubs are doing well too. There's only one left. No, there's only one left, yeah. Madrid, very boring. In transition. Padre Pio says, Chelsea sneaking into the finals of the Club World Cup. They're not there. Let's calm down. Napoli trying to do business with the rejected Stone. Could it work? What happened to City? Arsenal buying Chelsea rejects. Buy for 29 mil, sell at 5 million. Chelsea, it's business at the end of the day, Padre.
Yeah, exactly.
Kazuma says, Padre, after 7 years at 31, how much do we sell him? Well, we're doing the business. Ian Fedada says, Trent Alexander-Arnold has already started cooking with his world-famous assist. Madrid sure hit gold with getting him from Liverpool. Did you see how they were cooking him at different points in that game? Iron Fed. Season will
He's
soon
great.
start. Don't
He's
worry.
great in attack.
Defensively,
Can he defend? And he's a defender. When all is said and done about all his fantastic crosses and his fantastic assists, his primary job is to defend. That's the job that pays him.
as I said, season will soon start, and we shall see. Anyways, it's time to call it a morning.
All right. Thank you so much for sending in your messages. Thank you for tuning into Smooth 98.1 FM to listen to the locker room. So we'll come your way again on Friday, where hopefully there will be more will tell. Please, that's the accent you use. Will tell, because it's Wimbledon. We'll see you on Friday. Have a great week.
Have a great Wednesday, and of course, looking forward to seeing you on Friday, Tega. Hopefully, there'll be some Woto to look forward to. And yes, you need to keep it tuned to Smooth 98.1 and the Smooth Breakfast because there's a lot to look forward to at 9 o'clock. We'll be having a conversation on Lagos Talks. It's all about PTSD. Yes, it's a real thing. That is on the cards. Don't go anywhere.